I don't know how much of this I'm even gonna be able to get through, but I said I would watch it. Anybody can kill people. This is y'all's man? Really? Lord, please give me strength on this day to get through this. Ted Bundy's final interview before he was executed on January 24th, 1989. There's enough media covering the crimes of Ted Bundy, but as a reminder to you guys, here on my channel, I don't like to glorify murderers. I don't like to talk about a serial killer's history and blah, blah, blah. I'm really here just to remind you guys how much of a big piece of shit there are. There's still a lot of people that are hybristophiliacs that are Ted Bundy fans. But let's take a look at who they're a fan of. This is 30 minutes long. I don't know why back in the 70s, people were interviewing these killers like celebrities. Like, I have a feeling we're gonna see it in here, but the questions that they ask them sometimes are just mind-blowing. Bring back that guy that was roasting Jodi Arias.
You said today you want to give Travis's family closure. You know they want you dead.
Bring that back. We want more of that. I will say though, there was a period of time where people decided, what was that show? Criminal Minds? There was a period of time where they realized, wait, we have all these serial killers locked up. Well, we should be talking to them to figure out the psychology of what's going on. But why were we airing this as a big international? I have no idea. I don't know.
Ted, it is about 2:30 in the afternoon. You are scheduled to be executed tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock if you don't receive another stay.
You won't.
What is going through your mind? What thoughts have you had in these last few days?
Well, I won't kid you to say that it's something that I feel that I am in control of or something that I've come to terms with, because I haven't. It's a moment-by-moment thing. Sometimes...
Wow, that's crazy. He's had all this time sitting in jail to come to terms with everything that he did that led him up to this point, but he just still can't wrap his head around it. I want to remind you that Ted Bundy is a highly manipulative person. People called him charismatic back in the day, but really what it was is he's so desperate to be liked. He's emulating traits of likable human beings, like the understandingness, the calmness, just that he's just a guy. He's gonna emulate that through the interview because he wants people to like him and he knows people are watching.
I feel very tranquil, and other times I don't feel tranquil at all. What's going through my mind right now is to use the minutes and hours that I have left as fruitfully as possible and see what happens. It helps to live in the moment in the essence that we use it productively. So right now I'm feeling calm, and in large part because I'm here with you.
For the record,
I'm feeling calm because I'm here with you. Do you see it? You see what I'm seeing?
guilty of killing many women and girls. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, that's true.
Ted, how did it happen? Take me back. What are the antecedents of the behavior that we've seen? So much grief, so much sorrow, so much pain for so many people.
Dude, okay, part of the reason why I hate this so much is because in a way, in Ted's brain, this is almost like gassing him up. Take me back to what happened to you. I mean, all the grief and the sorrow that you caused. It's like him saying to him, all the power that you had to hurt all these people. There was all this grief, all this sorrow. Let me be clear. Anybody can kill people, okay? Anybody can do it, but we choose not to because we're not giant pieces of shit. It's not powerful to be able to cause all of this grief and sorrow. If anything, it's more powerful if you have these thoughts and you fight them, okay? It is in no way, shape, or form. Ooh, how am I a minute and 20 seconds in? Lord, please give me strength on this day.
How did this moment come about?
This smile! We may not get far here, but let's just go back for a second and take a look at that textbook, Duper's Delight. You saw it. You ain't gotta smile before you open your mouth, fool.
Is there enough time to explain it all? I don't know. I think I understand it, though. understand what happened to me to the extent that I can see how certain feelings and ideas developed in me to the point where I began to act out on them. Certain very violent and very destructive feelings.
Let's go back then.
He's going to say it has something to do with sex. That's what he's going to say.
Not physically abused. You were not sexually abused. You were not emotionally abused.
No way. And that's part of the tragedy of this whole situation.
Tragedy? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is really some of y'all's man. Y'all out here making these fan cams of him. Can I ask you something? Who was your dad? Like, who was your father? What manipulative psychopathic traits did your dad or your mom have that this is your type now? Because this is like so embarrassing. This man is a bitch. Who is making fan cams of this? Like, this is y'all's man? Really? I'm not gonna make it.
I grew up in a wonderful home with two dedicated and loving parents, one of 5 brothers and sisters. A home where we as children were the focus of my parents' lives, where we regularly attended church, 2 Christian parents who did not drink, they did not smoke, there was no gambling, there was no physical abuse or fighting in the home. I'm not saying this was Leave It to Beaver.
It wasn't a perfect home.
Well, no, I don't know.
Stop talking to him like he's a person.
But it was a fine, solid Christian home, and nobody, I hope no one will try to take the easy way out and to try to blame or otherwise accuse my family of contributing to this, because I know, and I'm trying to tell you as honestly as I know how.
He's trying to emulate these personality traits that people really respect, which is like gratitude for time, like taking time for stillness, calmness, or giving respect to his parents. That's kind of like it's more of a power and control thing, I think.
This is a message I want to get across.
Whatever message he wants to get across, I just want to skip that, because right now I have the power.
You had gone about as far as you could go in your own fantasy life with printed material. And you made or printed and...
Okay, this is about like weird sex stuff, basically. I've heard him in other interviews before, like try to blame this on sexual urges, this, that, and the third. Listen, everybody, especially like guys when they're younger, they're looking at stuff, okay? They're not doing what he did. Point blank period, it's not an excuse. No matter what the cause is, whether it's abuse or whether it's having fantasies or anything, the actual issue is not being able to control yourself. Yeah, people have they have split entities that are violent, that are weird, that are delusional and all of this, but it's our responsibility as human beings to merge the self as a whole and understand your shadow side, understand your good side, and not act on urges that hurt you or hurt the public at large. And we can't just blame reading a magazine or seeing a porno on not being able to control ourselves. It's you.
It's you.
You're the problem.
I say pornography generally, but with pornography that deals on a violent level with sexuality. Once you become addicted to it, and I look at this as a kind of addiction, like other kinds of addiction, I would keep looking for more potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder, something which gives you a greater sense of excitement.
Walk with me. We're going deep into BOZE assumption land here, just for a moment. His little storyline about, I was just a young boy that grew up in a nice house and da-da-da-da, and then I started watching porn and it did something horrible to me and there was more, da-da-da-da-da-da. In my opinion, there's a portion of this that comes from a guy having a bad relationship with a woman, and then they somehow incorporate violence with that anger. If you have a bad experience with somebody of any gender, once again, it is your responsibility to A, not let a violent fantasy escalate because you just hate all women now because your mom was mean to you. But like B, it's just recognizing that. It's just like recognizing all this. This little story of his about just being a normal boy that started seeing violent things, like, no, you probably had some type of issue with women and you weren't dealing with it, and this was your way of dealing with it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't play out that way. There is always a root cause to these type of things, and him trying to control this in this way is like, it's really embarrassing and it doesn't make sense.
until you reach the point where the pornography only goes so far. You reach that jumping off point where you begin to wonder if maybe actually doing it will give you that which is beyond just reading about it or looking at it.
How long did you stay at that point before you actually assaulted someone?
Well, yeah, you see, well, I would say a couple years. And what I was dealing with there were very strong inhibitions.
I know the high burstophiliacs. I know you're here. Do you guys see like how many people in chat think that this man is like boring or embarrassing right now? Can we just have a come to Jesus moment with the Ted Bundy girls right now? Guys, you're better than this. You are better than this, and I hope that your Ted Bundy phase is just a fleeting moment when I don't know what you're going through, but I hope that it's a moment. I actually genuinely believe this. No matter who you are, you deserve better than this. You deserve better than living in a fantasy world where you think you can fix Ted Bundy, and you deserve better than being attracted to a bum-looking serial killer. Like, you do. So I really hope that it's a fleeting moment in your life, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Ted Bundy. Like, this is so... Guys, I don't think I can get through any more of it. I really don't. Guys, the verdict is in. We can't do it. Bye, Ted.